Hello everyone, this is Sean, and today I'm going to be presenting on Portal 2, its impact, and how its audio design not only complements its gameplay and storytelling, but is a vital part of its whole experience. This is creating a soundtrack for perfection. Let's start off with some background and history. Portal 2 is the 2011 sequel to Portal, both developed by Valve Corporation, formerly Valve Software. The game was released after approximately 3 years of development for the PC, Xbox 360, and, for the first time for a Valve game, the PS3. It was written by writers Jay Pinkerton, Eric Wolpaw, and Chet Falisic, all known for their previous works at Valve, including Left 4 Dead. Since its release, Portal 2 has become a phenomenon worthy of its predecessor, generating numerous third-party spin-offs, references in all sorts of media, and even calls for more games by the previous developers themselves. The game's audio systems and composition were done by Mike Moraski. Moraski is known for his previous works at Valve, including the soundtracks for Team Fortress 2, Left 4 Dead, and around half the soundtrack for Portal 1, with the remainder of the soundtrack being composed by former Valve composer Kelly Bailey. Moraski wanted the soundtrack of Portal 2 to be distinct from Portal 1, yet still retained some concepts from the first game's music, such as a glitchy sound for behind the scenes, while at the same time creating a new identity for the sequel's OST. The resulting music was much more coarse in its nature, while at the same time incredibly musical at times, with distinct themes shining throughout the game. Portal 2 utilizes a number of mechanics with the audio, not only to ground the game itself in reality, but to ground its soundtrack into the material game world, as if it were actually playing through speakers. To start things off here, let's look at how audio is used to formulate a more realistic world. The majority of Portal 2's world is mechanical, and most of the mechanical parts of the world are alive. This ranges from things as major as the artificial intelligences running around and operating the facility, to the sentient panels lining the floors and walls of the world. With this, the game uses subtle and usually quiet sounds underneath the main game audio to portray the mechanical nature of the world. To start things off, let's take a look at Wheatley, one of the game's main characters. While his voice is human, Wheatley is, in fact, a robot, and underneath his expressions and movements are the sounds of servo motors whirring as he moves various portions of his head. Here's an example of the robotic sounds he makes, and those same sounds in-game underneath his dialogue.
Probably ought to bring you up to speed on something right now. In order to escape, we're going to have to go through her chamber, and she will probably kill us, if she's awake.
Additionally, the panels that make up the walls and floors of the test chambers the player navigates through are not only dynamic, but appear to be sentient, attempting to fit into place and making frustrated beeps when unable to do so. Here's an example of this. Portal 2's music is dynamic, fluidly changing to different renditions of a given track under particular circumstances, as well as layering secondary and tertiary portions of a song on top of one another under particular circumstances. As seen here, we can hear the additional instruments play in response to the player's actions in some levels.
Target price looking down. Malfunction. Critical fail.
What I find to be more fascinating, however, is the way that Portal 2 grounds its music into the world itself. Take this scene, for example. Particular layers of the music play through pieces of the world itself, making it so that the player only hears the full song when accompanying the cube. Portal 2 utilizes an incredible voice cast to give life to everyone the player encounters. Since the player character, Chell, is mute and never speaks during the events of the game, Portal 2 relies on those around the player to provide information about the world and character progression. The all-star cast of Portal 2 includes Stephen Merchant, the British comedian of The Office fame, the incredibly talented Ellen McLean, known for GLaDOS, Team Fortress 2's administrator, and the Combine Overwatch, and the fantastic J.K. Simmons, who needs no introduction. Now, since I've already gone over GLaDOS and Wheatley in this class before, I'm instead going to give the spotlight here to J.K. Simmons' Cave Johnson during his most impactful scene. The comedic nature of Cave's rant nearly overtakes the sorrowful reality of the sequence, being that of a dying old man desperate to find a way to leave a legacy in a company that he failed to make famous. For this sequence, I want you all to listen to Cave's tone as he talks.
Alright, I've been thinking. When life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Make life take the lemons back. Get mad! I don't want your damn lemons! What am I supposed to do with these? Demand to see life's manager. Make life rue the day and thought it could give Cave Johnson lemons. Do you know who I am? I'm the man who's gonna burn your house down with the lemons. I'm gonna get my engineers to invent a combustible lemon that burns your house down.
Finding people, he said what we're all thinking.
The point is, if we can store music on a compact disc, why can't we store a man's intelligence and personality on one? So I have the engineers figuring that out now. Brain mapping, artificial intelligence. We should have been working on it 30 years ago. I will say this, and I'm gonna say it on tape so everybody hears it 100 times a day. If I die before you people can pour me into a computer, I want Carolyn to run this place. Now she'll argue. She'll say she can't. She's modest like that, but you make her. Hell, put her in my computer. I don't care. All right, test's over. You can head on back to your desk.
Goodbye, sir.
For those of you uninformed, a leitmotif is a particular recurring theme used to associate ideas, whether that idea be a character, a place, or a concept. Portal 2 utilizes leitmotifs all throughout the game in order to tie ideas and characters together. However, in my opinion, the most powerful use of this comes from the very end of the game. Portal 2's ending involves a player fighting their partner-turned-enemy, Wheatley, who has taken control of the facility and is about to destroy it through his own negligent actions. The themes that play during this final boss not only utilize leitmotifs that the player has likely become familiar with at this point, but also layers them upon one another, showing to the player that what is happening now is a converging point of all the progress throughout the game, a true test towards the player's abilities, and the ultimate finality to a story that, at this point, is 4 years in the making. Now then, to those of you who stumbled upon this video on your own, I appreciate you sticking around. And to those of you who are part of my class, well, I hope I get a good grade. Thank you all for watching.